Hey everyone, it's Mr. Mestel, and this week I'm joined by a special guest, Mrs. Dreyer.
Hi guys.
So she's joined me today to help me read a special story to all of you. So you may remember that we were doing Brightview Book of the Year, and the top two books were The Legend of Rock, Paper, Scissors and The Epic Adventures of Huggie and Stick. And this book got 28% of the votes. And this one is 72%. So Huggie and Stick has won. So the funny thing is, though, Drew Daywalt actually wrote both of these books. So he was competing against himself in a way. So he's the author, and it was illustrated by David Spencer and published by Penguin Random House. Now, in this story, there's a boy named Reese, and Huggie and Stick belong to him, and they end up going on a big adventure together. And in the story, I'm going to be playing Stick and the narrator, and Mrs. Dreyer is going to be playing the stuffed rabbit named Huggie. So, here we go. So here's a map of the world, because they do kind of a big adventure across the world. And there's Reese on his bike. Here we go. Huggie and Stick belonged to a little boy named Reese. And like many things that belong to little boys, they spent a good part of their time being lugged around in a backpack. That is, until the day an open zipper, a large bump on the sidewalk, and Reese's bicycle combined to create an accident. This is their story, and it is not pretty. Sunday, lost. Dear Diary, I love Huggie. He's so cool. Today, I fell out of Reese's backpack, and Huggie tried to save me, but we both fell out. Then the rain washed us out to sea, and now we're in this circle-shaped, super bouncy boat.
Dear Diary, I hate Stick. I really do. I tried to push him out of the backpack today, but his pointy head snagged a loose thread on my paw and we both fell out. Now I'm writing this from a dirty tire floating in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
So as you can see on their adventure, they're both writing in their diary to capture what happens to them. Dear Diary, best trip ever. Today we were rescued by these nice guys in super awesome hats. I told Huggie they must be some kind of super awesome hat club. They showed us their cool swords, and Huggie gave them his button. Then Huggie kind of barfed on the one with the biggest hat, and they had us try out their diving board. Strange, though. They sailed away after we dove into the ocean. Oh well, so much fun.
Dear Diary, worst trip ever. Today we were captured by pirates. I was robbed of my lucky gold button. I got seasick on their captain. Then they made us walk the plank. Now stuffing's coming out of my butt. Wonderful.
So as you can see, even though they're on the same trip, they're having two very different experiences. Monday, Australia. Dear Diary, today we swam ashore and met a giant mouse with a pocket on her tummy. She gave us a ride, but it was so bumpy that Huggie fell out. I didn't want him to get injured, so I broke his fall. Thank goodness I was there, or he could have been hurt.
Dear Diary, there's a stick up my butt. I hate my life.
Okay, Tuesday, they're now in Asia. Dear Diary, today we rode on a plane. Instead of going home, though, we ended up in this magical forest where a giant teddy bear tried to kiss me. I think Huggie likes me more than he admits because he got jealous and pulled me away before the teddy bear could kiss me.
Dear Diary, today a giant panda tried to eat Stick. That's what pandas eat, sticks. Somehow, Mr. Wood for brains thought he was going to get a kiss. I'm not sure why I saved him, but I did. Unfortunately, the bear didn't appreciate me taking away his lunch.
Wednesday, they're in Europe. Dear Diary, another great day. This morning, we hopped on a train and I made Huggie a new arm. It's even better than his old one, if you ask me. When we got off the train, Huggie said he wanted to find his own way home, but he tripped on the train tracks and I grabbed him and saved his life. There was a TV reporter there, and now everyone's calling me a hero. Because we're now famous, we get to meet the Queen. Did you know she has a sword too? I definitely need to get a sword.
Dear Diary, I don't believe this. I almost get run over by a train and Stick gets knighted by the Queen of England? In what universe is that fair? I chop him into little pieces with my new arm, but it only seems to be good for eating hearty soup.
Thursday, they are in Africa. Dear Diary, after a boat ride, then a trip across the desert on a camel, we ended up in the jungle. How cool is that? After running a fun race, we found a giant lake and jumped in to cool off. Huggie began to swim home, but it turned out we didn't have to swim because this huge fish offered us a free ride in his mouth. I love today.
Dear Diary, this is getting crazy. Today we ended up in a jungle where a furious, charging rhinoceros would have destroyed us both had I not grabbed Stick and jumped into the ocean to get away. The rhino shouldn't feel too badly that we escaped though, because after jumping into the water, we were promptly eaten by a shark. My only hope is that sharks are allergic to stuffed animals.
Okay, now they're in Antarctica. Dear Diary, holy moly, did you know that sharks are allergic to stuffed animals? And he spit us out. So cool. Still enjoying our trip around the world, we swam to an iceberg. There were little elves in tuxedos living there. So cute. I wanted to eat them up. Unfortunately, they wanted to eat us too.
Dear Diary, where do I start? The barfing shark? The furious stuffed animal eating penguins? I taste like socks. How could they not know that? Or the long swim to South America from the freezing Antarctic? Ugh, I need a nap.
Okay. So now they are in South America and it is now Saturday. Dear Diary, can you say amazing? Because that's what the rainforest is. All those cool animals and those nice people who turned me into a sippy straw. I even saved Huggie from those mean fish that tried to eat him. Golly gumdrops, Huggie and I make a great team.
Dear Diary, can you say horrible? Because that's what the rainforest is. Poisonous frogs, bugs as big as my head, and fish that eat anything, including stuffed bunny legs. Stop trying to eat me, world. Not only that, I had to save Stick from some people who hollowed him out and used him as a blowgun to shoot at monkeys and sloths all morning. Weirdest trip ever.
Okay, and on Sunday, they are in North America, which is the continent we're in. Dear Diary, we landed back home today. This has been the best trip ever. And I never would have made it if it weren't for Huggie, my best friend.
Dear Diary, Stick slept through the llama ride, the train ride, 2 bus rides, the small plane trip, then 200 miles on the back of a very determined chihuahua. If I never go anywhere with this smiling piece of wood again, it will be too soon.
And then this is the next day. There's Reese again.
Stick, no, don't pull that thread.
Relax, it's just a loose string. Cool.
You have got to be kidding me.
So this is a bit of a circle story, as you can see, because they're back in the same situation. Wow, what an adventure Huggie and Stick had. So even though they're on the same trip, they had 2 different experiences based on their attitude and what they were doing. So thanks for joining me today, Mrs. Dreyer.
Thank you.
Boys and girls, hope you enjoyed the book, and we'll see you soon with the new book. Stay safe, take care.
Bye.